What is up? What is up, everybody? We are back in the building. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. If you hear any echoing, popping, crackling, anything like that, let me know so I could take care of that immediately. I think I need to move this, though. I think I need to put this over here. Move it, because I had to do like a makeshift setup for all my stuff. So I think I'm going to put the laptop here. We thugging right now. Guys, what's up? We are back in the building. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm going to listen in myself really quick on YouTube just to make sure that the sound is clear. And then I'll know and I won't have to second guess myself. Come on, guys. Okay, let me see. Hear any echoing, popping, crackling, anything like that? Okay. Let me know so I could take care of that immediately. Okay, so move this though. Everything sounds good. Okay. Boy. Yeah, who says African internet is not good? It's actually great. We're running all Wi-Fi right now. Oops. Disregard what I just said. All right, so guys, we got to talk about something absolutely diabolical today. Major indictment of South LA gangs. I don't think it's any secret. I don't think anyone will get mad, but the Hoover members of the Hoover gang and rapper P4K. I forgot what exact gang he's from. I think it's the baby. Wait, y'all got to tell me. BPS. I think the gang is BPS. Guys, listen. I am very disappointed with the city of Los Angeles right now. And I'm not disappointed because of the street called Figueroa, where a lot of the world's oldest profession is going down. I'm disappointed because I never thought I would see the day where people are attacking someone for doing what I consider to be the right thing in defense of monstrous human beings who preyed on children, committing heinous acts against them, all in the name of using their bodies to acquire monetary resources. You guys are literally like, LA is down bad right now. When I see people online calling Smack from Fig Munity a snitch, simply for bringing up the fact that minors are being trafficked on Figueroa to the inept mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass. I see people saying he's a snitch, he's a snitch. If you think, I'm saying this right now, full stop. If you think Smack is a snitch, you are a PDF file. If you think Smack is a snitch, you are a PDF file, a minor attracted person. You are basically a piece of crap. And I don't know what better way I could put that. You are basically a trash human being. There's no debate. There's no question. There's no argument in favor of your position. You are a POS, period. Smack brought up something that is a real problem. Karen Bass gave him a non-answer and a non-solution. But what we're seeing is that basically the feds the feds. They are doing the Lord's work. They're doing the work that the local law enforcement, the local municipalities refuse to do. And they decided to go in and crack down on criminal enterprise between Figueroa and Crenshaw, specifically aiming at people who were ex-trafficking minors. Guys, I'm listening to this story. My boy Sticks and Stones sent it to me earlier today. Man, I'm listening to what these people are doing. The guy P4K, this Lady Duck. I'm listening to what these people are involved in. And man, I'm telling you, I just had to hang my head. Absolutely disgusted. I was thinking with the Lady Duck stuff, where is the sisterhood? Where are all these women who could be all over men for any whatever reason? Where are they to call out their sister on preying on their fellow sisters in a monstrous way? That's I mean, bro, like I love that y'all put in the comments, they not like us. Because wasn't these same fools up in LA talking about they not like us? And they're criticizing the singer Drake for kissing a 16-year-old girl on the forehead, but steady praising and playing the music of people who out here putting 15 and 14-year-olds on the blade. Please make that make sense to me. You guys are going to have the chance to call in. Before you guys call in, I just want to get everybody up to speed on what's going on. So the Hammy, he hooked me up with some video. Well, you know what? I'll just go here first. Let's see what the mainstream media has to say about it. So okay, yeah, we get 2 minutes of that. Oh, we gotta go with that Fox News. Fox News is the only one that's gonna really, in my opinion. Wait, this is good. This is good. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, Fox News is the only one I think is gonna do it justice. They're the only ones who are gonna keep it a buck, in my opinion. These other media sites, I don't know what they're accomplishing by refusing to report the news accurately, but whatever it is, they're hitting the nail on the head. So let me go here and we'll go. I see 600 is on it right here.
A disturbing sex trafficking bust. Several suspected gang members arrested, accused of forcing young girls into prostitution. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for being with us. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Marla Tejas.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Devine. Federal prosecutors here in LA say this is the first major takedown of sex trafficking operation on that infamous Figueroa Street.
Fox 11's Chelsea Edwards spoke to the acting top prosecutor in our area about this bust, and she's live in Westwood tonight. Chelsea?
Yeah, well, this was a big bust. We're talking 11 alleged gang members, including 6 leaders of the Hoover criminal street gang, now indicted on these really disturbing charges. Take a look at some video. These are images that were mentioned in the indictment, things that they posted to social media. Prosecutors say the gang recruited girls as young as 14 years old, many of them runaways or kids from the foster care system. Federal officials say those victims were regularly raped and drugged, all while being forced into prostitution. The alleged ringleader, a 25-year-old woman named Amaya Armstead, who goes by Lady Duck. Prosecutors say she and her co-defendants acted as pimps, using social media to recruit vulnerable teens and young adults, then controlling them through violence, drugs, and intimidation. According to the indictment, victims who disobeyed were assaulted, humiliated, they were denied food or drugs, and in some cases, branded with tattoos of their traffickers' street names.
I mean, these guys were prolific. They were the ones recruiting these young women and children. They're ones out there selling them. They were out there enforcing by beating up these women and drugging them and raping them. And so today we're getting the worst of the worst people off the street. And there should be an impact on the community very quickly.
Federal prosecutors say the group controlled sex trafficking along a 3.5-mile section of Figueroa Street in South LA, known as the Figueroa Corridor. And they've been in
the worst people off the and drugging them, children. They're ones
traffickers' street names.
I mean, these guys were prolific. They were the ones.
Okay, I got to rewind it real quick because I got to put y'all up on game right now. So the dude that you guys see here, his name is Bill Asaley. Bill Asaley is one of the few Republican congressmen in California. He is actually the only congressman who was willing to put in the motion to vote on the reparations bill when all the black Democrat congressmen and women refused to even motion for there to be a vote on the reparations bill. Just in case you don't know politics, in order for a bill to be voted on, you need for one member of Congress to motion to have it voted on, and then they need an additional motion. He talked to the black people while they were crying on the steps of Capitol Hill because they realized that they have been betrayed by their own black congressmen and women in California on reparations. He talked to them. They told him what was going on. He went in, motioned to have the reparations bill voted on. Not a single other black congressman or woman was willing to second his motion to force the California Congress to vote on the bill for reparations for black folks. Even the person who wrote the bill, did not support and second the motion to vote on the bill. Just to give you guys a little backstory of who this guy is. I like Bill Asaley. He's a real one. If he runs for governor, I'm definitely voting for him. I love this guy. I love the fact that this guy is the state attorney, and he is going after these degenerate criminals.
Recruiting these young women and children. They're ones out there selling them. They were out there enforcing by beating up these women and drugging them and raping them. And so today we're getting the worst of the worst people off the street, and there should be an impact on the community very quickly.
Federal prosecutors say the group controlled sex trafficking along a 3.5-mile section of Figueroa Street in South LA, known as the Figueroa Corridor, and they've been in control from February of 2021 until now. Tonight, we sat down with Lori Burns, a survivor who was trafficked into prostitution out of the foster care system as well. She has now made it her life's mission to save victims like the ones from this case, founding the Teen Project, which provides wraparound services to foster and at-risk young women. She believes the system is broken for everybody involved.
I am very sold on hurt people because I see the girls, I know the stories of the men that have taken them, and it's all a failed system. It's all going to go back to the broken system because a lot of the kids that you see on the street that were gang members were in the system themselves, whether they were in juvenile hall, group homes, or foster homes. They were in that broken system and they came out unhealed, unhelped.
Now, 5 of those suspects pleaded not guilty today, and the trial has now been set for early October. And if convicted as charged, some could be facing life in prison. Reporting live from Westwood, I'm Chelsea Edwards, Fox 11 News.
Chelsea, I'm looking at those photos there, thinking of the industry of sex trafficking, and these suspects all seem fairly young.
Yeah, a lot of them, most of them, I would say in their early 20s, very young. And the ringleader, just 25 years old, and a woman as well. Experts say they often use women that are in the system themselves. They use them to get these younger girls to trust them before bringing them in to the same system that they're in. It's a horrible cycle.
Yeah, just a sick industry. About the victims, do we have any idea how?
See, that's where I had to stop this, okay? there's this situation going on. I don't like the way they just tried to pull some slick stuff. Oh, it's crazy how they use these women to bring other women into the trade. Who is they? The ringleader in this is clearly a female, but no, we're trying to wrap it back around to put it on the men. Now, the men are just as guilty as anybody else. But this idea that our society continues to perpetuate that women are infallible, if they're doing something wrong, there must be some man who's behind them. Well, we should have learned way back in the days of Ma Barker that there are women who are just criminal minded. And when you're a criminal, you don't care who you prey on. You don't care if that person is of the same gender or sex as you. All you care about is getting what you want. All you care about is getting what you want. Whatever you set your mind out to get, that's what you're focused on. But they're trying to dial it back to, oh, there must have been some man behind the scenes, right? This is what we love to do. There must have been some man behind the scenes making her do it. No, man. No, I watched the videos. I watched the documentary. It's a documentary, basically, what I watch. They have text messages of this woman. They said that this Lady Duck, was a trophy in the hood. Like, she was running shit. People were coming to her. If we need guns, if this is all allegedly. Okay, I don't need the kill squad in the street. This is what they're saying. Allegedly, they're saying she was the go-to. She was the person. If you needed a gun, you needed some dope or whatever, you needed a girl, or you wanted to sell a girl. She was the one who was buying, selling, distributing, and just running stuff. Whoever she was connected to, right? And for some reason, she had a affinity for this guy P4K from I'm not even going to mention his rap group, because on the video I watched, they were like, nah, the rap group has nothing to do with what he does. Guys, this guy P4K, right? I wouldn't even say this guy's name, bro. But this guy allegedly, but I saw the text, said, I specialize in trafficking minors. He only wanted the youngsters. He said between 16, but below 18 and over 16 was his specialty. Guys, these guys are monsters. These guys are monsters. The No Jumper show is canceled? Really? That's wild. These guys are the No Jumper Thursday shows. Okay, these guys are monsters. I'm gonna play the rest of this, but yeah, I just have to stop it because I do not like the way they're already. And when I was reading about it, I told the homie, I said, watch this lady, this girl. Watch she end up getting less time than everybody and be out in like 5 years. Watch, because this is what we do. Oh, she's a woman. She can't possibly be doing this stuff under her own volition. Someone's making her do it. Not from what I saw. Not from what I saw.
Many there are. And are they all from the Southern California area?
Those are questions that were not answered today. Today, the focus was on the indictment and getting these people off the streets and into federal custody. So, no, we're waiting on details on where they are now and how they're doing.
All right. Glad we're bringing this to light, and good work by agents for sure. Okay, Chelsea, thanks so much.
So there you have it. They did a brief rundown. I actually like the fact that the news is actually covering this, because for a long time they weren't really covering, the criminal activity. And you guys can hold my feet to the fire on this one, but this is my theory, and I believe that this theory has been proven and substantiated. This mayor, these officials in LA, they are literally fudging the crime numbers so it can look like crime is down. But let me ask you a question. If crime is down, why are there more people complaining about being victimized than ever? If it ain't the flocking, which Lady Duck was already in jail since last year for flocking over 30 houses. But crime is down. When one person is flocking 30 houses, crime is up. Crime is up. When 14-year-olds are getting put on the blade, Crime is up. It's just that they're telling the police officers don't go to the crime reports. It's just that they're telling the police officers, hey, don't respond to the calls. And I know you guys know, you call the cops, something's going on. They call you back 2 hours later saying, oh, do you still need a unit out? Do you still need a unit? That is how they get around reporting the true, accurate crime numbers. Even the FBI released a report saying that most of these major cities are not uploading their crime reports to the national database of the FBI. Why? Because they want to keep perpetuating this lie, right? They want to keep perpetuating this lie. Oh, crime is down, even though you may be getting victimized. Oh man, overall crime is down. You just don't feel it. That's the same thing Joe Biden tried to sell us. Remember when he told us, oh, inflation is down. You just don't feel it. Well, I'm tired of not feeling things. Give me something I could feel, like In Vogue. But it's just a game, and it's a scam. And I'm pissed off. I am pissed off at the fact that you got these dudes in the streets calling this guy Smack a snitch because he spoke up in the name of what is right, spoke out against, this horrible activity. Listen, man, no one's trying to shut down Fig. Listen, rolling down Fig and seeing some naked butts on a Friday night or whatever, it's a guilty pleasure that many people enjoy, right? Now you pick them up, that's another thing. That's on you. You get the disease, that's on you. But just rolling down dude, it's better than the strip club. I'm going to be real. The only problem we have is when you got underage girls out there. If a woman wants to sell her goodies, that's her right to do that. But when you got guys forcing underage girls to get out there, Houston, we have a problem. So I'm going to play this little clip right here that my boy sent me. I don't want y'all. Hey, you getting doxxed, Donnie? No, I'm just kidding. But let me see. I don't want to release anybody's idea. I think this should be good. So this is where Smack of Fig Munity is sitting down with Mayor Karen Bass, and he basically brings up the fact that you got these underage girls out there on Figueroa.
Right? Mm-hmm. What is we gonna do about the prostitution out there and these kids walking Figueroa? So, your kids got to go to school and see this.
So let me just tell you, that's the issue that when we started in the 90s, we were dealing with as well. The difference is that there were women that were on the streets then. Now they're girls that are on the street.
Babies.
Almost across the board, the girls are from the foster care system. That's why I've always worked on foster care.
Right.
Because when you are a foster kid and you turn 18 or 21, we literally put you on the street. So foster girls are prime victims because they don't have the family support that would never allow them to be pulled that way.
Smack
the Figueroa, right? Mm-hmm. What is we gonna do about the prostitution out there and these kids walking Figueroa? Your kids got to go.
Okay, so this is why you should have never voted for Karen Bass as mayor. He asked her, what are we going to do about the underage females out here on Figueroa selling, being forced to sell their bodies, right? She said, oh, that's why I focus on foster care. Even back in the 90s, we realized that the women who were getting out of foster care, they were immediately getting put out on the blade, right? Now, let me ask you a question. Clearly, if you've been working on it since the 90s, it's not working. So what Karen Bass's answer to Smack's question, which he so eloquently presented, sounding retarded, what is we gonna do about right? These guys need to go back to school or the third grade or something, but that's cool. She says, basically, we're going to keep doing what we've been doing, which hasn't been working. That is a Democrat. That is the epitome of the Democrat Party. What are we going to do to keep our minor girls from getting trafficked? We're going to keep doing the same thing we were doing before that led us to getting it to this point. Think about this. Think about this. We're going to just keep doing it. Girl, it's not working. Y'all done got 11 people. There's thousands of pimps and stuff out on these streets. 11 people is not stopping anything, Karen. And let me tell you the worst part. I want us to put 2 and 3 together and make 5. Karen Boss didn't do anything about it. These are federal agents. These are federal agents who went and got this situation under control, who went and arrested these people. That means those people came from Donald Trump. They didn't come from Gavin Newsom or Karen Bass or the LAPD. That was the federal government. So she says she's been working on it since the 90s, right? The 90s. And guess what? It still took for the federal government and the presidency of Donald Trump for something to actually be done. Her answer is she doesn't give a damn about that. She doesn't care about women. She doesn't care about girls. She cares about how her and her party can continue to steal and pilfer money from the taxpayers of California. Why would she go against the same cartels who are funding her campaign, funding Kamala Harris's campaign, allegedly? Why? That's one of their number one means of revenue, trafficking. She'll never do anything about it. She'll never do anything about it. She will sit up and pretend like she cares because she knows that none of you will ever withhold your vote until she decides to do something about it. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is. I want you guys to let that sink in. Smack, you asked the wrong person. And I would love to see this guy continue to hold Karen accountable for her lack of action when it comes to the trafficking of minors on Figgy and any other blade in Southern California. Now, what's crazy is they're saying that Smack actually was a person who was engaged in this trafficking at one point. Now, trafficking of women and trafficking of minor females is 2 different things, because what I know with the non-pimp, with the zero pimp bones in my body, what I know is a lot of these adult women, they want to be out there. They want to be out there. I knew a girl who said that she made her boyfriend pimp her. Okay? But he literally said he was engaged in it. Now, you could be a person who is a pimp and be against the pimping of minors. There are many pimps who are like that. But at the same time, I mean, are you not part of the problem? Because it kind of seems that it's a slippery slope. A lot of these guys start off pimping grown women and then they slide into the pimping on the minors. Let's listen to Smack basically say he was engaged in the pimp game.
Just life started to change when Schoolboy Q blows up? Like,
No.
What's before that?
Back then, like I used to, like, you know, how could I put it? I used to be in that Don Magic Wine game.
Okay.
Yeah, like deep, all the way, deep. I'm talking about deep. I'm still known in the game around the world. I've been to the biggest parties they throw. Like, no cap, facts.
So you were into the culture of it. You're going to the events and the conventions and all that shit that Sharp be doing?
And I was a part of it, though. I'm really going with my 4-5 year to me. They like, look at little Smack. Yeah.
So you were on Fig?
Yeah, for sure.
You're back on Fig now, but you were on Fig then.
I was on Figs in the car, sleeping.
Just life started to change when Schoolboy Q blows up? Like,
no.
What's before that?
Back then,
okay.
Like, you know, how could I put it?
Let me stop that.
I used to.
Okay, so there you go. You got the guy saying, I was in the pimp game, right? Oh, my life didn't change when Schoolboy Q blew up, whatever, right? Cool. He was a pimp in the pimp game. Well, then Smack, Diddy, you're a part of the problem. And then the way we glorify it, even with the idea of naming something Fig Munity, I mean, guys, it's kind of hard to look at these guys as like the people who are speaking out against it when they, in many ways, like glorify it, right? And I think that's kind of like the issue that many have with it, like white folks, different people like that. They're looking at it like, guys, you guys are claiming you want to get rid of something that you guys are still, kind of glorifying. They're not even kind of glorifying it. They got a whole freaking platform named back on Fig. I think that in the name of solidarity and the end of child sex trafficking, I believe that they should change the name of their platform. I think they should change the name of their platform. That would make me believe that they are sincere about doing something about the situation that gets on Fig. Now, am I saying we should get rid of the adult prostitutes now? We're not going to jump the gun. Because the moon glistening off a big brown ass on Figueroa on a Friday night is something that I think is holy in nature. But when it comes to the children, when it comes to the women being forced to be out there and all that stuff, listen, I can't condone that. I can't. There's no silver lining. There's no explanation. There's no rationalization of that type of behavior. Now, we not going to jump the gun and get them all off the whole stroll, but what we are going to do is we're going to make sure that there's some type of vetting process taking place to make sure ain't no babies out there. And yes, remember Almighty Sex Trafficker? Somebody brought him up in the comment. Yeah, remember I was calling him Almighty Sex Trafficker? And Adam was like, don't call him that. Well, he was saying he was pimping. That's what it is. This is what we love to do. This is what we love to do. In our community is rules for thee, but not for me. Some people have to abide by these rules. Others don't. I don't know why that's the way it is, but that's the way it is. But I'm telling y'all, if y'all really ain't about that, if y'all really ain't no ism, you better keep your ass off the whole stroll, because the federal indictments are here. The federal indictments are here, and you a little bitch. You're gonna be crying as soon as you get arrested, mama. I saw some stuff. Some dude got knocked in like Nebraska. He was calling his hoes in California. Talking about put some money on my books. We got one more video. This one is of Smack. I don't even know what he's doing in this video, but it's probably something bad and hypocritical. Let's play it.
What was that?
Yeah.
I was at the house.
No, he was right. Anyway, what you saying? What happened now?
Why you trying to implicate me at the scene?
Y'all be there together, so I wanted to know if you was on that or shit.
So you said we was selling together? Oh, so look. But he was asking the questions. I was there. I didn't ask bro to go do none of that, right?
Man, what is your question?
No, you came up with that question, right? Because that wasn't on the sheet.
That was on my sheet.
That was not on your sheet.
That was on my sheet.
That was not on your sheet.
That was on the sheet.
What was it, nigga? I got my notes.
Man,
I got my notes.
That was on the sheets.
That is
that
crazy,
was on the sheets, bro. When we walked in the door, every little table with a mic got the sheets.
But I got a question.
Really got it.
All right, so since you answered that question, do you really feel that way?
You know I don't. I come from that.
That's why I want to know why you asked.
Because it's on the sheet. I got to do my job.
No. You don't let nobody tell you and dictate what you got going on in your life.
No, bitch, you ain't the one who wrote the sheet out, bitch. You ain't.
What was that?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to do a case study on how y'all let a nigga with one working arm talk to y'all crazy. Nigga, shut the hell up. Slap you. Hey, that nigga T-Rail, bro, the most gangster one-arm nigga ever, bro. Him and 4 extras need to start a club or something. But look, bro in 1 minute says he was a part of that with Adam. Then he goes on Power 106, I guess, and was like, oh, he was never a part of that. I was lying, right? And then he goes back on Fig, no pun intended, and says, oh, that's what they wrote on the sheet and told me to say. Like, make up your damn mind, Smack. Either you pimping or you ain't. Don't be false claiming. Don't be out here, I'm pimping, and then, you code switching when you get in front of certain cameras and you get in front of the mayor. But I do commend him. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I will commend the gentleman. For bringing that issue up, even though he brung it up to Karen Bass, and I know she's not going to do anything about it. She basically said, I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing. If you tell your girl, please stop cheating on me, and she say, well, I'm going to just keep on doing what I've been doing. What does that mean? Oh, it's raining. I was like, why do I got feedback? Anyway, yeah, so I didn't diss 4 extras. I just said they should start a club or something. I love 4 extras. Both be. I'm back on Fig beef. Ain't my bro. Let me get y'all the link because y'all acting up. I don't have no beef with no damn back on Fig. I don't care about back on Fig. I work for Massa Adam over at No Jumper. I mean, now you guys are telling me I got fired. I didn't know that. But okay, whatever. I don't care. But at the end of the day, people gonna have to stand on business. Either you down with it or you not. Now, if you a pimp and you like, I don't condone trafficking of minors, we'll go ahead and say that. But we're not doing this thing where 1 minute we condemning it, then the next minute we praising it. Because y'all was all over Diddy. Y'all was all over R. Kelly. Y'all was all over all these dudes who did stuff with minors, allegedly. And now all of a sudden, it's the little rappers and stuff y'all like. And it's like, oh, that's not right. That's not fair. Free the homie. Free who? That nigga ain't your homie. That nigga put your daughter on the blade in an instant if she's between the ages of 14 and 18. These are predators within your community. And you think that they're your friends because you went to high school with them. They probably dropped out of school way before they got to high school. You think they're your friends because you went to middle school with them. Are you crazy? And then they'll be like, free the homie. No, keep that nigga locked up for as long as it's legally allowable. Because when I saw that dude P4K jump out and punch on that girl, and I come hard about mine, but then I saw the video where he was like, didn't want to fight the dude at the courthouse. I'm like, come on, bro. Just keep the same energy. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about me. Brandon, you this. You got beat up. You got dropped, which obviously I know that didn't happen. But guys, here's the difference. I still keep the same energy. I ain't no scary ass nigga do it to a female, then don't want to do it to a male. Pause. Like, come on, guys. There has to be some compensity. Look, I'm turning into freaking into the dudes on back on Fig. There has to be some type of consistency. I'm sorry. We got Donnie in the building, and we got Michelle coming up, my girl. What up, Donnie?
You was right earlier. You said Smack asked the wrong person that question, right? But I think Smack was the wrong person to ask that question. You know what I mean? Like, he don't represent none of us at all.
I mean, I can't agree with you because how many of us have been in the presence of Karen Bass and never said anything? I think whoever has the balls to ask the question just needs to ask it, because sitting up like this person doesn't represent us, it ain't got nothing to do with representation. A white person could have asked the question. Gomer Powell, Adam Sandler could have asked the question. It doesn't matter as long as the question is getting asked, and more importantly, as long as the question is getting answered in a way, that, helps us, makes us understand that something is going to be done about it. What do you think? Donnie, are you still there? Come in, Donnie, are you there? No. Anyway, so this is what I'm saying, y'all. I'm not going to kill the messenger, but what I am going to say is, where are all the women who sit around with Karen Bass all damn day? Where are all the Latina congresswomen and men who jumped out there with a quickness for illegal criminal alien migrants, but won't say nothing about the trafficking that's going on of minors right there on Figueroa? Do you see what I'm saying? These people will protect criminals before they will protect women. And you guys don't watch my show enough, because if you did, you would have saw where I did the show about how the California Congress voted against increasing the penalties for people who traffic underage girls. Do you guys remember that? Oh, y'all was probably too busy watching Point and Shoot or some nonsense like that. Guys, the link is in the comments. If you guys want to come up, feel free. I'm putting the link in the comments again. Michelle, click the link again. Feel free. But nobody understands that. No one cares about that. It's all of a sudden you only care about it because a rapper or whoever you like got caught, and now you want to pretend like, yeah, that's bad. It wasn't bad a week ago. It wasn't bad a week ago. It wasn't bad when you were voting against the only presidential candidate who has done anything to combat the trafficking of minors. You guys were hating on this guy, Trump. Now you saying you're down for the things that he's doing? No, man, you guys are, the black community is okay with crime. Look at what's going on in DC. We're cool with crime. We love criminals, as long as we're not the ones being victimized. Guys, while we wait for more people to come up, if they are going to come up, let me read off some of these super chats. Let me start from the bottom up. Pause. Noble Zenith. Mary J. Blige had X with Danny Boy when he was 15 and she was 24. She should be in jail. Would you agree that she's a POS and deserves to be in jail? If not, why? I agree 100%. She is a PDF file. And guys, I even brought up the movie Juice. Remember the movie with Tupac? Remember when the girl who was a nurse was screwing Q? Q was 16. That girl was grown and was a divorcee, and she was screwing Q. But we know that the pendulum does not swing back the other way equally when it comes to women doing things versus men doing things. Either way, it's wrong, and it needs to be stopped. Shout out to Noble Zenith again. So why does anyone care when these 304 teachers? So why doesn't anyone care when these 304 teachers get caught raping their minor male students and getting off? Listen, I care, but what can I do? What can I do other than vote for Trump? And let me tell you something. I voted for Trump, so I'll take credit. Thank you. Thank you for getting those sex traffickers off of the LA streets who are trafficking minors. Vincent, sorry I'm late, but are you done with No Jumper? Would love to hear you talk about these topics on that platform as well. I mean, guys, I don't know what's going on. Well, I know what's going on with No Jumper. I'm not done with No Jumper. I could ask Adam. But I'll send him a message. Oh, you know what I could ask? I could ask Josh. He's such a jerk. Hey Josh, am I fired from No Jumper? I'm live on my stream. I just need to know. Everyone wants to know their favorite host is fired. Anyway, so I asked him right there on Instagram. Anyway, go flood his inbox and make him answer the question. Anyway, so yeah, talking about these topics gets kind of touchy because some of these people are like Adam's friends, right? Like when I wanted to really dive deep into like suspect being a trafficker, he wouldn't let me do it. Oh, we can't, he likes him. And the biggest thing is the audience likes these people, right? You got all these people. We want sex trafficking sus back. Whole time, no one's even thinking like, yo, this dude's a trafficker. This guy was doing that stuff. We want Kelpie back. Kelpie is a trafficker. So you guys, a lot of the people here, they're cheering and begging for these people to be brought back. So in that case, what the hell can I do? But we're trying to what we're trying to do is get a little bit more creative control. Hey, you need to keep your damn eyes on the road, cool guy. Nigga looking at his
What's up,
phone.
Brandon?
Stop looking at the phone.
Can you hear me?
Nah,
Hold on, let me get
nah.
this
I
guy.
just
Let
got
me get this guy's opinion so we can get him off. Look forward, bro. Look forward. Don't look at me.
no,
Nigga, you're
no, no.
driving while looking at the phone.
I'm not looking at you. I'm in the complex. I just got done dropping off a box. I'm working right now. I'm in the complex. The gate is right here, so I can stop right now and do my thing. So it's all good. But what I want to say is this: you got the perfect platform to speak about this, Brandon, because of you are a father. You're a black man, and you understand the principles and everything that goes in to what we got to do in this thing. I want to say this. I don't know P4K, but I'll tell you that he's fat. He probably eats Captain Crunch all day, and he beats on little kids all day. I don't care about where he's from. I'm not a gang member. I don't care about none of that shit right there. But when you get put into the situation and you accept what you are doing, you got to accept all that. Now, I want to kill the elephant in the room that when pimps go to jail, they get put in PC for pimping and pandering. And no one talks about that, that they go into PC and wear different clothes. Can we kill the elephant in the room and talk about that? That's what they do, because they are not stand-up men. They are not men that are there to lead. They are not men that are there to help out their community. They're not passing out food and helping out the elderly. They're not doing that. What they want to do is transform little kids into doing what they want to do. And when they go to jail, they go to PC. But no one talks about that. But when they get out of jail, they all talk about, yeah, I went to jail, I have my squabbles and everything, but you was in PC because you were pimp. Now I'm gonna leave the stage because you said let them go ahead and get on off. So let me go ahead
Yeah.
and get these off, and I'm about to listen.
No, yeah, and one of the things, thank you, appreciate you. And one of the things I'm noticing, especially when I bring up something like Almighty Suspect being PC, I notice a lot of people are defending him. No, this and that, and you'll be kind of surprised at who's defending him. But the reality is, some of those dudes were wearing those wristbands when they were in. But what we're learning now is that there is number designations on those wristbands that basically identify exactly why you're wearing the wristband. Is there any coincidence that suspect, he'll show you the blue wristband, which I want you to, this is what I want you all to know about LA. In LA County Jail, if you are in general population, the wristband is white. When I was in general population, when I was in LA County Jail, every time I went, my wristband was white. And when they yell your name, you have to yell out your numbers. Like if your last numbers was 254 or 5489 or something, they'll say Tucker, and then I got to yell out 5489 whenever they yell your name. That's a white general population mainline wristband. If your wristband is any color other than red or white, you got some explaining to do. And if you really about your shit, it should take, excuse me, just oh yeah, I was in there because I was going in on people, and they put me on the blue wristband as a keep away because I was a threat to others. Or I went in there and I claimed I had a medical issue, or I said I'm a social media influencer, because now they have protective custody for social media influencers, which is something I just found out. I went and claimed that, right? And said I wouldn't be safe in general population, and they gave me that and pushed me over to the other side. This is what I'm telling you. It's protective custody. Now, protective custody either mean they protecting other people from you, or they're protecting you from other people. Either way, you need a heightened level of security, whether that's to keep you safe or to keep others safe from you. That's what I'm saying. So all I'll ask you is, the next time suspects start crying, I wasn't in PC, say, sus, just give us the number code on your wristband, and then we can look it up, and it'll tell us exactly why you were in PC. And you guys said sus was a sex trafficker. And I agree he was. So he's a bad guy now. So I could talk trash. And if you defend him, If you defend him, your mama's a sex trafficker too, and your daddy was her pimp. Go ahead, Donnie.
But you think Suspect was like doing like he was in the same playing with the same fire these guys were? You know what I'm saying with the minor shit?
I'm not gonna say whether he was playing with minors or not. What I'm gonna say is across the board, it's wrong to do.
Facts.
It's trafficking. Do they say when you ex trafficking? Do they be like, oh yeah, he ex trafficking, but let him go because he was only trafficking adults? Didn't that guy go after DC Baby Draco saying he was doing something with a minor?
He did. Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, this is what I'm telling you. These fools are selective. Like this dummy. A keep away in PC is different. A keep away, like I said, is a person who either is dangerous to others, so they keep them away from everybody else, or they are in danger from others and they keep them away from everybody else. Do you think that they were saying Suspect is crazy? Do you think Suspect is so gangster that we have to keep him away from others? Get real. Get real.
So you think he went up in there and said, keep me away from anybody who's a threat?
Listen, man, what I believe is that when you get at that window, or when he could have went in there and fake like he had mental health issues. He could have went in there and been like, I'm thinking about killing myself because things are going bad for me right now. Why doesn't he just tell us? Why doesn't he just give us the numbers, dog? That's what I'm telling you. If you have nothing to hide, just tell us the truth. Make me swallow my words. Make me put my fat foot in my mouth, dude. Let us know what the real is, gangster. Who was scared to show up to the hosting event because of DMAC? What? Bro, if I went to jail, county, and I had a blue wristband, niggas was like, that's PC. Nah, nigga, here go the numbers right here. I was in there because, I was like thinking about hurting myself. So I told him, I ain't about to lose my life or harm myself, let myself be in a bad mental space trying to impress y'all. I'm going to just tell it. People will respect that. Yeah, why not? I can't talk about Suspect. He talked about me, you small dick Bob. But anyway,
so you think they brought him back? You think they brought him back last week for like an experiment just to see like where the views were gonna be at?
I don't know.
Or was it like to really hire? Like, is he like hired back?
I don't really know. I really don't care. All I know is the shit didn't work. the shit didn't work. But I wish No Jumper all the best, man. Adam said he never said that. I asked him about fire. He said he never said that. But
okay. On another note, back to the main topic. Have you seen Rap News Street Politics video on the whole trafficking thing?
Yeah, that was a good ass video.
It's a pretty good documentary, bro. I like it.
That's a good guy. Hey, bro did his shit on that video.
He did. I just finished it yesterday. It's nice.
Yeah, bro is he's in rare form on that one. I was like, damn, I felt like I was watching a real bro when he was talking about what P4K was doing and like with the dude Vernon Starr and all. Man, these dudes are scum. These niggas are the scum of the earth.
Yeah, disgusting. Like it was getting worse and worse.
My nigga, like no disrespect to whatever hoods they from, but them niggas need a DP, dog.
Like P4K shit was pretty bad, but he started naming niggas who did worse shit after that.
Bro,
I'm like, oh my God.
Bro, like, bro, get a fucking job, man.
No, for real.
Get a damn job, man.
And then the girl, she was probably worse than the niggas.
Oh, she's a demon. She cute though. She cute as hell.
Lady Duck?
She's cute. I think she's
you
so
nasty
fine.
as hell.
Why am I nasty? I think she's fine.
You nasty as hell.
What's wrong with her? She's fine. I think she's cute.
Nah,
I can't think she's fine.
Nah, man. She take that weave out her hair shit. She look like me.
I think she is so cute. If y'all know her, hit her up. Tell her I'll be her pen pal.
Well, she finna get life without parole, so.
Nah,
You
she
can have
not
fun
gonna
with that.
die. She's a woman. And I promise you, this woman gonna be out
She's
in 10
not
years
finna
or
snitch on
less.
nobody. They don't care about that. If she's not
It don't
snitching on
matter,
nobody,
bro.
they
It
don't
don't
care about none of that.
listen, man. California, listen, California is lenient on females, dog. All she got to do is say somebody forced her to do it, and she's afraid to tell on them because she's in fear of her life. She's walking away, dude.
But how would she do that if they're painting her as the ringleader?
Bro, listen. All she got to do is say somebody forced me, and there's a jury somewhere that's gonna feel sympathy for her. I'm just
No,
telling you.
man.
I think she's cute though.
I want AZ's opinion on this.
Let me tell you how dumb these niggas are. They were getting their names tattooed on minors, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah, that was
You know,
crazy.
listen,
That's
you
how I
know
know they're
you did
cooked. It's
not,
over.
you
It's
know you
over.
did not graduate from the 3rd grade. When you know what you're doing is highly illegal. There's a lot of risk involved, right?
Branding, bro, is crazy. Branding minors is crazy.
Bro, right. So the whole thing is like you're branding minors, and then when they catch you, it's like, oh shit, we're screwed. You just got to be dumb. I'm not trying to help them get away with their criminal endeavors, but dude, you got to be pretty stupid. And that's what I'm telling you. These guys be having criminal enterprise. The whole group of them ain't got this the sense of dog got.
Now look, they were talking about this topic on No Jumper the other day, and Flacco was like, there's more Ricos coming up before January. Now I don't know if it's pertaining to pimping or just Ricos, period. But he said there's gonna be some more games getting locked up.
I mean, I believe a lot of this stuff is revolving around the fact that the federal government is now involved. Trump is going and cleaning up these cities, bro. Go ahead, AZ.
Yeah, they said something about cleaning it up for the Olympics or something. You think that
AZ,
has something to do with it?
unmute your microphone.
Yeah, my bad. I was over here talking to myself. But yeah, so I want to know, what is the difference between the porno industry and sex trafficking industry?
Consent.
Okay, now explain to me how somebody cannot be consenting to being outside by themselves for 24 hours around the police, where they could just stop the cop car like, "Hey, sir, I'm being trafficked. Please save me. You know, I don't want to be here." This, that, and the third. Like, tell me how it's not consent.
Because I believe with these female, a lot of it is consent. Most of it is consent. But prostitution is still illegal in LA. It's illegal. So
Yeah, no,
it's
yeah, I
illegal on
understand.
the book.
Yeah, I definitely
So
understand from a legality standpoint that one is illegal and the other is illegal. But what I'm trying to understand is, from a morality standpoint, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying?
the women, listen, man, you would be surprised. First of all, most women are scary, bro. Like, I know we got moms and they're tough and all that. That's a lie. Women are scary as hell, bro. And so women will really start believing, like, yo, if you ever telling me I'll kill you, and honestly, they should, because bro, if you hear some of the stories of what dudes have done to females, like who try to like get away from them and they was pimping on them and stuff, this dudes who didn't follow women to other states. And like, I knew a lady, her name was, I guess I'll consider her name. Her name was Arlena. When I was a kid, she was, let me stop. Dang, I wish I could walk that shit back. But anyway, I knew this lady named Tiffany, and she was getting pimped by this dude, and bro set her ass on fire. Like, literally thought she had got away from bro for like years. Man, she moved to like what she thought was a safe place. Saw bro ran up on her, lighter fluid, whoa, ignited her
Yeah,
ass.
yeah, I definitely get that, and I definitely understand how there's some women that can be scared of their peas and stuff like that, and there's crazy dudes out there. But one thing I think that we're learning from just history and just watching this era play out is women have no problem throwing the dude under the bus and getting his ass locked up if she really don't want to mess with him or whatever the case may be. So I just find it hard to believe that they're being forced, and I'm not talking about the minors. I'm talking about the people of age. I have a hard time believing that they're being forced when they are outside alone and the police officers are patrolling the neighborhood and stuff like that. It's just like it just doesn't really make logical sense. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, some of these chicks begin, trafficked against their will. Some of them are down with it. Some of them are cool with it. Some of them feel like they got sold the dream. Like he said I was gonna be his bottom bitch, and he said I was gonna be the only one, and whoop, and he didn't, and it was different. It's a lot of reasons why, right? But ultimately, it's like the minor situation, they can't consent. And that's what people are hyper focused on. And the women, when they get busted, they snitch. Oh, he made me do it, right? You got to understand something about women. Women are genetically wired to operate based on one thing: self-preservation. And if they have children, the preservation of themselves and their children, right? That's why you'll see like a mom walking around outside at 3 a.m. on Skid Row with like 8 kids. It's kind of geared into them, hardwired into them. So if it comes down to them or you, 99.9% of the time, they're gonna pick you to get got, not them. So I think you're right. I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I also understand just the nature of women dictates that they're gonna switch up on you. And then look what happened with these dudes. Their hoes told on them. Those hosts could have been like, man, I wanted to be out there. That's just my friend. You know what I'm saying? He be helping me out. Nah, once they got busted, they snitched. And let me tell you the worst part. The worst part is when a lot of these when these dudes go down, these women will be right back on the blade for other men. And even when they turn 18, they're gonna be back on the blade. So while these dudes are doing life in prison, these women are gonna be out still getting pimped, still hoeing.
Right. And this is what, like, I think, because of the morality that we have as people, we don't kind of see just the glaring hypocrisy within this particular crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is the government so hard on the peace, but then they just let the women go? They have these like little programs for them and stuff like that. And it's like, yo, they're the ones doing the prostitution. I mean, they're the ones committing the actual act on their own free will. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got situations where prostitutes who are over the age, like they're over 18, and they're over here turning underage dudes that are like 15 into peace. Like, yo, I want you to pimp me, this, that, and the third. Like Sharp. If you ever go watch Sharp's interview on Soft White Underbelly and he's telling his story, he says that the way he got into pimping in the first place was he was underage, and a girl he was messing with that was overage made him pimp her because she used to be a hoe or whatever. So I'm just like, why is nobody talking about it from this perspective? And I just don't understand why people are acting like these women don't have their own free will. Like, I just don't get that.
Shoot, I don't know. I really don't know.
Right. It's just crazy, man. It's like the cognitive dissonance is insane.
It's a lot of hypocrisy, man. But at the end of the day, the people who ultimately are going to control this are the people in those communities. Guys, understand when you go to Fig, there are many elementary schools that sit on Fig. There's a charter school with Black kids and kids from all over that sit right on Fig. In the morning, while your kid is walking to school, they are walking past butt-naked prostitutes, bro. I'm talking about with a G-string on and a see-through front. You seeing all cootie. When are the people in the damn community going to say something about it? That's the biggest issue.
They the biggest customer.
These women with children are not their biggest customers.
The people in the community, Amazon workers, UPS, postal office, construction workers, your average like just neighbor guy that's over there in that particular area. All those guys contribute to that particular area being the way it is. This thing has been like that since I can remember. Man, I've been going in and out of California since '88. And that particular area has always been like that. It ain't been no, nothing more, nothing less. Matter of fact, it might have got improved as far as how it once was. I mean, when you go out there now, you got so many gangbangers out there pressing everything. So it's a whole different type of animal. I wouldn't put no woman out there. I don't see why any woman would even want to be out there in that particular area, because it's a danger zone. You getting, constantly harassed. You getting all kind of unwanted attention from serial killers. And it's like it's not a proper place for any woman who's in the light life to be at all. That's a danger zone right there. And the fact that those guys are getting caught up like that goes to show you the effects of what people been doing online. That goes to show you some of these podcasting shows all of a sudden predicting or bringing it into fluorescence, with some of these comments and stuff. Like it's a lot that goes into that. Those people been watching that place the whole time. So it's not like they just all of a sudden woke up and decided, just heard a show and just decided to go hit it. They've been there the whole time.
Now, Cinderoni, you not giving it its due justice. It's due respect.
Mm-hmm.
Trump got elected, and
right.
his DOJ decided to do something about it. And you will remember, even from Trump's first term, he was fighting against the ex-traffickers.
Absolutely.
Time.
He said they should be executed, and I agree with that. If you up here playing with like serious underage minors and stuff like that, and even if you selling bad dope, listen, if you putting fentanyl and drug, all this old weird shit, people need to be put away. People need to be put away.
Well, allegedly they caught Lady Duck with a bag full of fake pills with fent in them.
There you go. There you go. But look though, notice that name, Lady Duck, and I'm not gonna disrespect her in no kind of way. But
no, listen. Because you
understand,
somebody accountable is not disrespect.
Okay, but the reason I'm saying that is because most people are gonna overlook her because she's a woman, and instead of treating her like they do the men, they gonna give her a slap on the wrist when the whole, probably the whole play getting ran by her. And so it's like seeing how
she was the trophy, bro. She was the trophy in the hood. She was the ringleader.
She was the ringleader. There you have it right there. But see, what's gonna make the news is that you're gonna have all these gangbangers, the males, you're gonna have them getting all the harsh time when the hooker and the ones who were involved with it, all them, especially the females, they're gonna get a slap on the wrist. That whole particular situation is a big cesspool, just waiting to get, waiting to overspill. And it should have never been allowed like that in the first place, you know what I'm saying, to like really put it out there. Like that's a hellhole.
But this is what I'm saying. All these black men and stuff over there in that community, these Negroes quick to try to do a gang treaty. Why they ain't addressing these other issues?
Well, they made it legal. Right before I left, they made it legal for prostitutes to hang around.
They didn't make it legal.
They made it legal. They didn't charge them with loitering. They took away. I say they made it legal for them to sell pussy. They made it legal for them to loiter like that.
Right.
That's what really went down, if I ain't mistaken. Because right before I was leaving LA, the first time they had put a law in to where those prostitutes, instead of them getting charged for like loitering and soliciting and all that kind of stuff, they could loiter all they wanted. Like they was like, they can't stop them from just hanging around and loitering. Now if they get caught maybe soliciting or whatever, that's something different. But that's what they changed the law so they could do that, so they could be there.
The hypocrisy of California is actually hilarious because California is a blue, egalitarian-minded state. So the fact that you're giving women preferential treatment, even though they're the ones actually committing the crimes or being the head of the operation, just shows you the hypocrisy within this government. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a woman can be the judge giving you 100 years. She could be the governor of your state, but she can't be accountable for her own actions. Like, I don't understand that. Like, so all of a sudden women are like incapable and inferior to a man when there's a crime involved. But when it comes to pretty much anything else, they could be
Divorce.
just as qualified or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense.
At
They
the
only
end of the
qualified to
day,
take your money.
at the end of the day, I'm going to put the onus on the actual community. Like, why are you okay with your children having to walk past prostitutes to go to school every day? That's the part that's killing me. Like, y'all got to go on Fig, like, and see in the morning. Like, it's crazy. And I'm always near Fig because our dog training facility is on Fig. But what I'm saying is, I'm out there 9 o'clock in the morning, 8, 7 in the morning, rolling. It's hoes outside. It's little kids with backpacks walking past them. Why doesn't Karen Boss clean that up? Why don't they say, well, police go down there and tell them they got to be off the whole stroll by this time or they going to jail? You know what I'm saying?
Look, 90% of the women out there on the blade anyway ain't under no pimping. And that's just across the board. No matter where they selling it at, they ain't under no pimping. So having said that, ain't no pimping without the hoeing. But it could definitely be a whole lot of hoeing without the pimping. So I'm really not clear, like my man was saying earlier, why the man, when the man get involved, he got some type of more of some type of expectation than the woman. Cause like y'all was saying, these girls is coming out of group homes and all that. But where do you think the pimping is coming from? They coming from the same group home.
Same
That
place.
So
part.
it ain't
Same
no
place.
it's the same community and demographic of people when you look in the behavioral health field and you see these people come out into independent living from the group home, they all the same. They all the same people. So just like you'll go into if somebody go in the bank and they rob the bank with a note, I think that's a misdemeanor or some shit like that. Excuse my
Yeah,
language.
it ain't the same. Yeah, it ain't the same if you use a note,
If you
or like a wood, like a pencil or something like that. It's a
right.
misdemeanor. Like like it's,
Is
So
that
it's
true?
not.
so
That's a
that
fact.
right. So but if you
I
go
gotta
in
look
there
into that.
with
That's crazy.
but if you go in there
Hmm.
with a pea shooter, they're gonna send you to the feds.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it's lazy police work when it comes to this pimping and hoeing, man. Because
Hmm.
when it come down to the discovery, if she was out there before she met the pimping, then that got to be different than sex trafficking. Because that shows clearly that she
Listen,
already involved in the lifestyle.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I know some guys.
they
Hey, check this out, right? I know some guys who, I'm talking about. This is documented. I know some dudes who got caught up with an underage, right? When they booked him and sent them away, she got right back down underage with another guy. She pretty much got like 2 or 3 guys jammed up, and they was still letting her do this. She was still showing up the balls and everything, like it's all good and all that kind of stuff. Like the game is nothing like what it once was. I want to say back in 2008 when they had a big crackdown in Atlanta. They got rid of like Sir Captain and a lot of the P's out that way. It was like 25 P's. That they put up in an indictment and things like that. They sent them all the way. Some of them had beat the charge, but they beat the state charge, but the feds come back and hit them with a fed charge. So it's like they want to crack down on something when a big event coming down to this town, or you know what I mean, or they just want to get some more headline news. But
of
look at what
course.
they doing to Diddy. Look at what they doing to Diddy for his participation. You know what I'm saying? Look at what they doing to him, and then you look at what's the street version of that. These dudes about to get.
You reaching at this point. This ain't got nothing to do with what Diddy stuff was with adults. This is minor
No, but
shit.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I
Well,
think
not.
what he's saying is
I'm
that
talking
But I,
speaking
but
on.
I,
the
hey
I'm
guys,
speaking on
hey
the
guys,
escort.
guys, one at a time. Jesus Christ! But I know what you mean. You getting the escorts and moving them from state to state. Let me pass it though, Cinderoni, and we'll come back to you. Let's go to the ruler report.
What's going on, Brandon?
What's up?
Not too much. I get the whole pimp thing, and like some people, and I'm not. This ain't directed at nobody on the panel. This is just in the community in general. People have glorified pimping for a long time. Now I'm one of the people who I don't agree with it, regardless if it's a minor or an adult. And I think that's where this conversation is kind of like, and I get it, because like I said, the hell with sending them to jail. I'd rather get my own retribution on individuals if those were like my family members or my kids. I would want to down them or do whatever to them, bring harm to them myself, versus them sit in jail and work out and eat 3 meals a day and all of that. You know what I mean? So that's my stance on that. But I'm not saying like just these guys that got arrested. I'm saying anybody that's doing anything in this fashion to minors. Some of the stuff that I read and the paperwork that they was doing to these girls is crazy. But I also get that it is people out there, women out there that's out there on their own. But the ones that's a part of like the situation where like, okay, I'm the pimp and you out here selling yourself and you're a part of my organization, I agree. They should go to jail. And the ones that ain't got no pimp should go to jail right along with everybody else that's going to jail because you actually selling yourself.
The thing
is,
pimping at its core is predatory, right? And you'll get a lot of like ex-pimps, wannabe pimps, aspiring pimps. Nah, the pimp's this and they choosing and all that stuff. Listen, man, if she wants to sell her body for money, let her do it. The reason why she has to choose a pimp in the first place is because the pimps established that rule that you can't prostitute here unless you got a pimp over you. Somebody's getting paid off of your pocket. Some pimps will even argue that, oh, the female started that, but that's a lie. It's just like selling dope. This is our territory. You come over here trying to sell some booty without one of us vouching for you. And how do you buy our basically our approval or our protection? It's a protection racket. Pay us or something bad gonna happen to you. And it's always been underpinned with violence, right? So yes, do I think women should be able to sell their ass if they want to? Sure, why not? Do I think men should be able to bully them and profit off of that? No. If she loved you like that, guess what? You should be able to send her out there without you even being around. Like there are pimps who do that too.
It's called automatic.
What happened?
It's called automatic.
Yeah. Like my cousin is a hoe. Her pimp ain't got to get up and send her nowhere or drop her off. That hoe get up and get on the bus and go home. She's trained like a dog, like a Rottweiler. But like, if that's what you're doing, ain't nothing really I can say about that because you can't prove that the guy's making her get out there or whatever. But you doing anything beyond that, bro, you pimping and pandering. That's why it's like mandatory sentences on that shit. Go ahead, the kid, and we'll go back around one more time, and then we're going to end it. Hey, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, subscribe. Also, contribute to the stream, hit the Cash App, because that means I get to use your money right now versus waiting for YouTube to get it to me. Everything is pinned at the top of the chat. Thank you in advance. Go ahead, the kid.
So harsh on the men and not so much on the women, and that's a valid point, but at the same time I feel like they present it like they need the women on their side to hold these pimps accountable, because they want to turn them into witnesses and things like that. If they go just as hard on them, then they have to make the case by themselves, which is obviously it's possible, but this becomes a lot harder. The state always wants a witness who's in on it. They always want to turn somebody into a witness. So that's why they keep the women a little more protected than they do the men, so they can turn them into informants.
I'll tell you the real reason why they let the women off. Because the women are the bait. You keep sending them out, you keep on pulling dudes in. That's why the hoes get out. That's why when you sell your ass, the sentence is only 1 day in jail because we want to throw you back out there like a bait to get another dude locked up.
So that essentially makes my point is they have a use for the women. It's the women are, whether it's they're the bait or they're the nail in the casket for when these men go to trial, whatever. They see these women as, they are perpetrators as well. They're also committing the crime. They're just as guilty. But we can actually use these people for our own purpose to get more people like them. The men they don't see it that way. The men are the worst people in the world, and I'm not making excuses for them. It's terrible what they're doing, especially the specifics like in this case with underage. There's no condoning that at all. But
100%.
They see the women like we can actually have a use for them. They can help us, whether it's convicting these guys or getting more guys like this off the street. So that's why they treat them with kid gloves.
That doesn't actually, but going super hard on the pimps doesn't really do anything because the crime is prostitution and the prostitutes are the women. So going extra hard on pimps, how does that really change anything? What about renegades? What about women that prostitute themselves? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
But
No, that's valid.
prostitution,
That's valid.
but prostitution is a victimless crime if there's no pimps involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so why? Okay, so explain to me why. But why is it that if okay, how is this any different from the pornography industry? Because at the end of the day, the guy that owns
Nigga, we didn't
Brazzers,
explain
The
that
all
already.
those
pornography
Stop
women,
asking.
industry, it's the
Hey,
pornography is
listen.
legal. There's
it's not.
contract.
There's
There's
no
Guys,
difference.
consensual,
hold
It's
on, man.
and they're
Hold
adult.
on.
okay, but it's
AZ,
not different though.
AZ,
It's not different.
AZ,
It
The
is,
only
bro.
AZ,
difference is that it's legal. That's the only difference.
They're
AZ.
consenting adults. They're in professional like places doing it.
Okay,
There's
hoes are
contracts.
consenting adults too. Hoes are consenting
Not
adults
all.
Bro,
too.
Not
listen,
all. Not
listen,
all.
listen,
Most of
man.
them are, bro. Most of them are, bro.
Listen, guys, one mic. AZ, you answered your own question. The difference is pornography is legal, prostitution is not. If you got a
Yeah, but we're
problem
not
beyond
having
that,
we're having a morality argument right now. This is not just
we're
about the
really not.
legality
We're
of the
talking
situation.
about something that's legal. We're
Nah,
talking
like
about
even to do
criminal.
with
Listen,
I think I
we're
think
talking.
most people are having a
Hey, listen,
morality argument right now.
you can't talk when I'm talking, bro. This whole live is about indictments, bro. Like, if you are pimping women against their will, which they're gonna say you did it against their will once they get arrested.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not that the prostitution in itself is
Yeah.
illegal, or even that the pimping is illegal. It's that the women,
Mhm.
once they get caught, here's the difference. If Adam 22 takes a chick in a back room and bones the shit out of her, she signed a contract and consented to
Yeah.
that on paper and writing. The
Yeah.
pimp, when the girl
But
agreed to go out and sell her ass, wait, man, you so damn thirsty
okay,
to
but
disagree.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm not disagreeing.
listen, when the pimp does what he does, there's no contract, there's nothing legal, you know what I'm saying, about it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing, he's not doing any paperwork. He's just going out there saying, hey, you want to be my hoe? She like, yeah. Then when she gets caught, she then says, he made me do it. I
Facts.
promise
100%.
you, if there was a contract between them where this woman said, I am paying this man to pick me up and drop me off from Figueroa and Florence every night, you know, drop me off at 10 a.m., 10 p.m., and pick me up every morning at 5 a.m. And that man presented that in court, bro, would not go to jail. He could say, I was getting paid to be a taxi for this girl. Beyond that, I don't got nothing to do with it. But they're too lazy to do shit like that. They're too lazy to figure out loopholes in the law to where they can do what they want to do and get away with it. That's no one's fault but
Yeah.
theirs for being stupid.
Yeah, I can tell that you have a more reasonable perspective on this, but I'm really mostly talking about like say like the other guy that was like, oh, you know, these guys are terrible. It's like, bro, okay, so what's the difference between the guy that owns the Bunny Ranch? What's the difference between the guy that owns OnlyFans, the guy that owns Pornhub,
Prostitution is legal.
Brazzers,
He's doing it
Prostitution
the
is
you know what
legal
I'm
way.
saying?
bro. Why do you keep
Okay,
saying what's
I
the
know.
difference?
Legal versus
No, because
illegal.
yeah, bro, but legal. The way you're talking about it though, bro, is you're
I
making it
just
sound like these guys
explained
are
it,
pieces of
bro.
shit.
Bro, listen,
Bro,
man.
Brandon, I'm not
I
talking
just
about what you're saying, bro. I'm not talking about
AZ,
what you're saying.
listen. I'm addressing your question. The difference between the Bunny Ranch and
Yeah.
any other pimping enterprise, he is getting the documents in order. They are under contract. They have legal documents signed in agreements and all that. What makes the pimping so bad and illegal is one, dudes who want to beat females up because they want to leave, and two, they
Okay,
are
that's
not
bad.
dotting
That's
their I's
bad.
or crossing their T's. They're not dotting their I's or crossing their T's. I just told you a contract you could write up that could probably get you out of 99% of pimping and pandering cases. But are these idiots doing that? These are not highly intelligent guys.
Hey Brandon, and
Okay,
don't
so do
forget
you think?
about the young age, about all the young ladies that were accused in this case that they had pimping. That's not right. Like the Bunny Ranch is not doing it. Another thing that's not happening in the Bunny Ranch is also the R word, which is grape, right? I don't
Right.
think anybody's getting accused of doing that or in
They're not.
OnlyFans.
You can get
I
you can
think
get away with
we're doing a lot of so your argument that where I'm being here, right? Is like, oh, what about him? Well, if they do it, it's that same argument that I hear back in Mexico that the cartels say, oh, if it wasn't for the Americans doing the drugs, there would be no cartels. So how come you don't tell the Americans to stop doing fucking coke and crack and smoking weed? It's the same argument. They're
If you
both,
It's not
yes, they're
really.
both a
It's not really the
problem,
same
but
argument.
it
it really
literally
is.
is because you're
It
saying
really is.
if it wasn't for the hoes, would it be hoes? There would be no pimps. You just said that. It's the same
What
argument.
I'm saying is you got different entities doing the exact same thing, but it's being treated entirely different from a morality standpoint and a legality standpoint. And that to me just doesn't make any sense. It's just not logically consistent.
I don't think it's being treated differently. They still look down on porn, but the porn guys are one. The porn industry actually took this battle to court. Remember Larry Flint and all those guys? They fought for the right to do what they do. These pimps are so unorganized, they won't even take it to court. Hell, there has to be an argument for a woman and a man getting together and agreeing to work together with that girl selling their ass, right? There has to be an argument out there that's a winning argument. But these guys are criminal. And this is the thing too. Did you watch the documentary that we all watched, The Hood, Politics, and whatever media?
I don't think so, bro.
You didn't watch it. Okay, so you didn't watch where the guy broke this girl nose, shot at this girl, and damn near blew her head off, but grazed her head with a bullet. Like a
Poured
guy
mortar
stuffed the
oil
girl
on
in
her on the corner.
Yeah,
Brandon,
and
Yeah,
another guy.
gorilla. I think
Wait,
gorilla pimps and dudes that lose
wait.
their mind. I think those guys are definitely
Okay, now
psychotic for
tell me
sure.
where. Now listen, in porn,
They're
you could
lumping them all into
be the.
one.
Listen, in porn,
No,
you could
see,
be
but you can't do that. See what he just said, bro? You said I'm gonna lump them all into one. You see, you can't do that,
No,
bro.
I
Like
didn't
that
say
don't
what
make
I'm
can't.
sense.
telling you.
I said in this case, essentially that's what they're doing. When the government looks at pimps, they don't say, oh, well, some are doing it with some morals and some aren't. No, they say all these guys are victimizing women and like basically on a hunt for vulnerable women. They don't say, oh, well, this guy, she chose to pay him, so that one's okay. No, from their eyes, it's all bad. Yeah, there's different degrees of bad. We all know that.
But
Stormy
Racism,
Daniels a
this and that.
prostitute?
if we're talking about this particular
Yes.
case, then you
And she
can
took
look
money
them
for
all
sex
into one
workers.
because they have a.
We gotta talk, guys. We gotta talk one at a
I
time.
was going to say that point, but in this particular case, you can lump them all into one because they actually have evidence of a little 14-year-old. They found her, and they found a couple other girls. So you
Yo,
can't do that in this particular case.
yo, let me hop in here, man. Look, I think we all on the same page that you really can't pimp at a minor. That's always sex trafficking.
Yeah, that's
Even
wrong.
if she sent you a fake ID, I mean, this is the line of work you in, and you know what's riding on that fake ID. So if you the pimping and she look under 25, just like if you had a bar or if you so you got a tobacco license like me, you probably going to want to scan that ID, fam, because it's going to save you about 150 years. But at the end of the day, Adam 22, you said Adam 22 he has a contract for his corn videos that he does with corn actresses, but it's a such thing as revoking consent. So he still can be put into a bit of a bind when it comes to somebody making claims that they revoke consent, even if they sign something and they're on film clearly participating willfully. But I just want to say, man, any relationship that has that it turns violent in any kind of way, that's always something that can be punishable by law. But you don't punish the relationship. You punish the crimes that were committed between the two people, but you don't punish somebody for having a girlfriend. If a boyfriend and a girlfriend get into a fight, somebody might go to jail for the fight. But if some pimping and some hoeing, they just walking down the street together and somebody claim that he her pimp, he could go to jail for 100 years, whether he whooping her or not, if he forcing her or not. Just
Yeah,
the
but
crime
here's the
of being a
problem. Here's the
pimp
problem.
will send you to
Here's the
prison.
problem. When
But the
women
crime
get
of being
busted,
a hoe is a misdemeanor, though.
but look, this is the problem. When women get busted, how many stories, how many Lifetime movies do we watch? Oh, I was getting sex trafficked, I was getting beaten, mistreated, and nobody knew because I was scared to tell. So what they do is they just err on the side of caution and say, look, you get caught doing this, your ass is going to jail for this amount of time. Now, is there room for this to be listen, is there room for this to be debated? Yes. But the only thing I see that's the primary difference between porn and prostitution is just that there's paperwork being signed. And
Let me
also
respond to
porn.
what you said real quick.
No,
Because
wait. We about to go around and close out because I gotta go.
But
But
I
look,
know I was waiting for and
go
everybody
ahead.
was
30
talking. I just
seconds.
wanted
30
to get back
seconds.
to you. All right, now like you just said that we should go like Larry Flint and them went and they presented their case to Congress. But nobody in the pimp game ever came up with the right argument. But you just came up with a rock solid argument that everybody is telling you the only difference is that these women are lying and claiming that they was being forced. But 9 times out of 10, 99.9 times out of 100, they not being forced because most of these women are out there anyway under their own recognizance and
But
they
what are the
looking for some pimping.
But what are the porn guys doing? Here's the difference. Another difference. All the porn shit is recorded.
No, I got you. I'm just
So
saying the
so
argument
maybe you're
to
gonna
get
have to
that
start.
law changed. The argument
Yeah.
to get that law changed would be to literally just point out and do and bring case studies and real life information with some investigative reporting. You the perfect guy for it. And just let Congress know, man, these women be lying. They
You
not
said
being
I'm the
forced.
perfect guy for it?
I mean, you just presented a
Man, if you
good
don't get the
argument.
hell out of here, I
You
don't care about no
presented
damn
a good
Figgy or Hoeing.
argument. You know, you know
Only
what you know. You over
my
there
only
about Fig.
association with Hoeing is driving down Fig on a Friday night to look at big shiny black butt cheeks.
I think your argument. I think
and
your
deflated
argument
And y'all
white
was.
know,
I
y'all
think your argument was actually sustainable. So
y'all know
let's
there's
go
plenty
Guys,
with
of
that.
wait, let's do this.
documentaries out there. Y'all know there's
Guys,
plenty of
look.
documentaries out there
Okay, you gonna tell us when you get your final thoughts. Let me read these super chat. Shout out to my boy Hakeem for the $10 holler in the
or
Cash App.
vlogs.
Guys, don't forget to bless the Cash App. That's money I get to use right now, and I appreciate it. Let me get this super chat. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, thank you for the $2 holler. Some of these guys in LA are so dumb. It sucks. JC, my boy, it's been a while. Don't ignore the Dr. Umar debacle, Brandon. I will not, my brother. And guys, if you have any other super chats you want to leave or cash apps, go ahead and leave them now before the show ends. We're about to close out. Everybody's going to get 30 seconds to drop their final thought. Be concise. Let's start with AZ. He's chomping at the bit.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, like, in case anybody feels like I'm forcing it and it's not really like I'm saying, just go on YouTube, type in like any type of documentary where dudes go out there and they talk to the prostitutes out there on Fig and shit like that, and you're gonna hear what they say, man. That's gonna be just him and the woman. Ain't gonna be no pimp around. It's gonna be him driving around with Shorty, interviewing her, and she gonna be saying, I'm here on my own free will. This is what I wanna do. This, that, and the third. Sometimes they tell stories about how they turned out they pimps and made dudes pimp them and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, I just don't like this infantilizing of women when at the same time, especially if we're talking about in California, we're also saying women are equal and capable of everything a man is capable of. You know what I'm saying? They could be in positions of power. They could be police officers, military officials, governors, judges, mayors, presidents. But then they're always a victim and they can just kind of get off, whereas the men got to get 100 years. It just doesn't make sense, and it's just not logically consistent.
All right, time's up. Thank you so much, my brother. Go ahead, Cinderoni, 30 seconds.
Hey, salute, man. Great show. You know, this whole thing in debate is something that must be touched on later. Because it's a lot of ifs and a lot of what haves and all that kind of stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody should just, hold it in for another day. Great show, Brandon, man. Good points. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. I did want to ask the dude below me, the one with the Blue Jays hat. Is he a gangbanger or something like that, or are you just a blogger? Okay, cool. Because I know you know what I'm saying. I know a lot of people get up here contradicting themselves. You know what I'm saying? They support one thing, but then say something about another one and all that kind of shit, man. So, but anyway, man, shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. Shout out to Amani in the chats, man. Shout out to everybody that came through. Great show, Brandon, man. I'm gone.
Thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Ruler report. Go ahead, my brother.
All right, yeah, no, I'm from Ohio. I don't participate in no gang activity. But I just want to say before we go, I definitely don't condone or agree with no type of pimping or prostitution. But prostitution ain't gonna never stop, man. Women gonna sell their bodies regardless. We got women asking men to leave them $40 after a night of having what with them. So that's crazy too. Regardless if they have
$40. The price went up.
Well, yeah. But you get what I'm saying, though. But that's regardless if they have a pimp or not. I definitely don't agree with no minors being involved in nothing. And I feel like if you claim to have participated in what was going on out on Figueroa, when you had that conversation with the mayor, let her know that you used to be out there with them pimps too, pimping.
Right, smack. All right, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Great point. LA's finest. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So since the topic was pimping, I hope we would have stayed on that topic. There was a little bit of deflection going on. So I think pimping is degenerate behavior. It's predatory, and I don't care if those guys get 50 to 100 years. They should. And of course, it's not a good idea whenever we say, "Oh, it's the prostitute's fault. It's the host fault." Because then, if we focus on that aspect of it, then the prostitutes are gonna say, "Well, I do it because I don't have a job, because I didn't have a good childhood," and then we could go on this whole rabbit hole. Oh, maybe where's their parents? So we could go going on and on. So I think that we should tackle one problem at a time. And since the problem right now that's being focused on is the pimps, let's get rid of all the pimps, get rid of them. They should lock them up, throw them in jail. And if the problem continues, well, guess what? Let's address the next problem, which is the host, and then the next problem. Because we're just deflecting from the problem that is pimping. They beat up the girls. And of course, people are going to say not all of them, but a lot of them do. They their predatory behavior on minors. And so let's just focus on that problem first. Let's agree if it's right or wrong. I think it's wrong, and then go from there. Well, thank you, Brandon, for having me on.
Thank you, my brother. Have a good night. I mean, a good morning. Peace. Guys, one more super chat we got coming in late here. Shout out to Mendola 21. Pimping is worse than hoeing. Doesn't matter if women lie. I agree with you 100%. I don't like the idea of women lying, but it's always the same thing. Men putting themselves in position to where women's lies can have a negative impact on the rest of their lives. Go get a damn job. Stop taking these penitentiary chances with these hows, okay? Women are not going to be loyal to you. Women are loyal to what they want at the time. That's it. So these guys should have saw that coming. Also, man, you got somebody baby out there on the blade. Like, I'm sorry, but you deserve whatever you get. I know I'm going to probably get a lot of backlash from the gang members, but that's why I say we got to get rid of the gangs, guys, because a lot of lines are blurred. The lines are blurred, man. But I'll see you guys later. I will be dropping videos on this channel, so please like, share, subscribe to the content. Until the next time, peace and a bottle of hair grease. Oh, no, Noble Zenith. Hoeing is equal to pimping, and it does matter if they lie. The source of the problem is hoeing, not pimping, and OnlyFans is proof of that. I mean, hey, I don't disagree with you, but my thing is I encourage men to just have situational awareness. Understand what situation you're in and understand who you're in that situation with. If she really love you, care about you, want to, get a bag with you, she'll go out there by herself. You won't need to be out there policing her and making sure she's doing what she's doing. Period. Brandon is a worker, sir. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you so much to everyone watching this. Like, share, subscribe. Until the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, please take care of one another. Most importantly, these house. Peace.